All right, hello everyone, and welcome back for what could be the final time tonight to the Northern Arena Beat Invitational presented by Bell Main Qualifier Playoffs Lower Bracket Finals, game number 2 of a best of 3 between FDL and Infamous. Infamous took game 1 after a very, very impressive turnaround. Great team fighting, great cohesion coming out of them. I'm Android, being joined once again by Mott Pax. How you holding up, man?
For a second, I had to in my brain double check that was correct. I was like, wait, didn't FDL win? It's like, oh yeah, right.
We thought they did, but
Yeah.
then Slardar crushes were a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was something else. No, King Tekka, big godlike plays, honestly. And the rest of the team catching up. Dragonlance Jug. Yeah, shutting up some haters, I'd have to say.
Yeah, dude, I was
people
watching
were
the
not
chat
digging
when
that.
people were picking that up. They were just like, oh, he's the terrible 2K. Yeah, you do better.
Ooh, no, it made sense because they were getting rolled over, and he needed something quick. Couldn't even afford the Yasha, and then you can just go back for the Yasha and still stay really tanky against what they had. Very annoying against the Undying and whatnot. So I'm down, unconventional, but I'm always up for seeing some innovations here.
Absolutely.
Speaking of which,
yeah, we got OD here, smartest of them
wow.
all, and Oracle picked up to counter him. Pretty decent counter, actually.
Yeah. It's also mostly just so FDL don't get it. It's pretty much the exact same logic as Elder Titan and Faceless Void, where if you ban out OD in the first phase, Oracle's still super good and everything, so teams will still pick him and whatnot, but having OD plus Oracle is just disgusting. It's just like having Elder Titan and Faceless Void. You just want to get anyone that can let OD go to town during a fight, and the best part about having Oracle up against the OD, though, is that now you can't go into the Omni Knight and just use that for sure and just repel up your OD and run them around, because then you're just gonna chuck Purge onto somebody like the Fortune's End. You hop on top of the OD, gets rid of the repel, you can kill him. It's good stuff. And yeah, so now they can look towards a Faceless Void to pair up. The Ogre Magi as well is very nice with the OD to give him the attack speed boost. Is really tanky up against the Slardar. Wouldn't mind seeing that.
Well, speaking of Slardar, we have got ourselves another King Tekka offlane Slardar, which was potentially game-winning. I mean, there was that fight with the blink in. There was a 4-man crush, a 5-man crush, and a 3-man crush that were all unbelievably impactful in turning these fights. So
I'm down. I want to see more of this.
I want to see more of this. How do you effectively deal with a Slardar that you know has the skills to pay the bills?
Well, they had a choice to, again, go for this axe for MJW and give that to him and match it up once more. Maybe just try and not get the rollback, right? You had the momentum. You had the game in hand. You just had to keep pushing forward, not make mistakes, and not get King Tekka by the Slardar, but they did.
King Tekka.
So, yeah, they're not going to go back for the axe. They're not going to try that situation with the matchup again, get a favorable lane. They're just going to go with the Faceless Void. Very good here for MJW. Pairs up exceptionally well with the OD. The time dilation's even pretty good up against Slardar, right? This guy likes to be in and out of the fights. So, overall, I am digging both picks here. I'd give a slight edge over to the side of FDL, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are rooting for FDL here, but Infamous grinded the entire series through in the upper bracket. They didn't drop a series until this last one, where unfortunately NP kind of walked on them, but it was still kind of close. It was a 2-1 series, and Infamous, this is their last shot to make it into the grand finals and earn themselves a spot at the LAN in Montreal at the Bell Center. It's going to be an awesome event, and all the teams are really, really hoping to get there. So we have a lot on the line. Again, if Infamous take this in a 2-0 fashion, I think a lot of people are going to be really shocked at what Peru Dota has to offer.
Yeah, again, very similar to NP, where this is maybe not the same level of star power, but a lot of fan favorites from the NA scene. You can definitely say the same about Infamous as well. All these names, again, we've gone over this earlier tonight, but these boys, they've been around, they played some Dotes. So I'm looking forward to, I think either of these teams can again put up that big fight, maybe even 4 or 5 games up against the old NP roster, possibly even take it from them, but NP are the heavy favorites. So after this one, the fight is certainly not over.
Yeah, you're going up against the EE stack, and he's not going to let you off with a warning. So Infamous, anyway, moving on, picking up their third hero here. TA banned out against them, Huskar banned out against them. FTL have done their research. These guys love those heroes. TA mid is just a staple of the South American scene, so not going to see that. But we do have the potential for other really impactful mids. Razor's made a decent appearance, and going up against an OD, it might actually be a great pick.
Yeah, it works really well with the Slardar too, in terms of like fights lasting a longer time, right? Constant initiations from a Slardar pairs nicely with that Razor who just wants the fight to go further and further. You already have the Oracle, just like Oracle allows OD to run rampant through a fight, same logic in behind a Razor. I really like that Axe ban because we were kind of talking about how FDL could have went back for the axe up against the Slardar, would have worked out nicely again in that laning situation. But you maybe look at it and you go, okay, well now they have like the Faceless Void for MJW, but as we were talking about earlier tonight, if it's not Morphling, it's been a lot of that Faceless Void for Bisa as well. So there's no reason this can't just be position 1.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty interesting to see that position 1 Void run with an OD. I don't think I've seen that combination, but it's pretty strong. You have a long window where you can farm up. You don't have to feel pressured to fight, right at that 15-20 minute mark. Just sit back, get your first round of items. You can go for something like a Lincoln's, because OD is going to scale up and do crazy damage towards the late game, but not if you're countered there. There's an Omni Knight pickup. Oh boy.
There he is. Very nice. Having the again, like the Oracle, so good up against the Omni Knight. As this guy gets more and more into the scene, we're seeing those options up against him. The Fortune's End that we talked about to get rid of these repels and whatnot. The Diffusal Blade Carrier is always going to be very important. So stack and repel on someone, and this is infamous, man. This is a potential Storm Spirit coming out here. So FDL might want to go back in towards. Oh, geez, what do you even go in towards though? Terrorblade. All right, this is something they've paired up quite a bit with the Faceless Void before.
All right, FDL pulling out all the stops. They've now got 3 heavy hitters, 3 heroes that just want to run at you, smack you over and over and over again. But Infamous have a very defensive lineup so far. The Oracle, the Omni Knight. I mean, yeah, they can charge at you, but they mostly just want to stay away from the fights. Tinker as well. They want to avoid any of those big 5-on-5 conflicts. Just, again, very stable lanes. Really hard to actually go in and get those kills. So FDL might be looking at, more tower rotations than ganks.
Yeah, this is really interesting, though. You have Omni Knight and Oracle and Slardar, and then you go back in towards a Tinker. Like, this was setting up so nicely towards one of those, like, Storm Spirit kind of style drafts from Infamous, where Kataro just goes crazy. He has all this support from, like, a Slardar initiation to set him up, the Oracle giving him that false promise, the Omni Knight heals, the repels. All those kind of things were there, whereas Tinker doesn't really play off of all of those. So, worried about the Terrorblade split push and whatnot. Obviously, this gives them a good option in terms of overall lane control. But are they going to get the maximum benefits from an Omni Knight with like just a Slardar? Are they going back in towards like a safe lane PA or something like that? Someone to like benefit out of this Omni Knight and actually be that like. I don't think you want to be repelling a Tinker or a Slardar, honestly. Like, it's okay, but you need more damage. And that is a sick pick. Because whoever this repel is going to be on, if they're jumping on something like that Terrorblade and maybe they just like can't handle them up and you're waiting for these like repels to go down before someone else can jump on them, the dazzle is going to be perfect, right? So you can sunder through repel, which is nice. So you'll be able to get the HP if someone's just like repelled and jumping on top of them. But dazzle TB, excellent combination.
Yeah, I really like that. If they can't go for Dazzle Huskar, just, one step down, the Dazzle TV can push incredibly hard. And, FDL, they've got this one last pick to round it out. I mean, I am betting this isn't going to be a support void. So what is the secondary support that complements the FDL lineup?
I think I still like Ogre. Still pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to ban out the AM again. Just more of that split push action.
And AM also does a number on OD, so...
Yeah, I think Ogre just works nicely. Like, Bloodlust is very good with Faceless Void, Terrorblade, and OD. The downside being, of course, with like the repels and whatnot, and the Fate's Edict, it could be difficult for an OD, or rather for an Ogre to find that damage, and trying to find good targets for him to stun up. Are there any support? If you went for a position for Nyx Assassin, you could use the Vendetta to stun up Tinker, or rather the Carapace to stun up Tinker. But I don't think your lanes will be too... your lanes will be okay, but... Ricky on the backlines for Omni Knight Oracle is not bad.
Hunter? Is that like... Is it just so far dead, don't try to dig it up, just let it rot, or...
No, he's just more mid-game now. He doesn't have that same... Like, Ricky is just better in every way in terms of, like, the laning stage. Like, that kind of pressure. But when it gets in that mid-game, sometimes like that mech can be very important from a bounty.
You got to start spiraling up the gold, because if FDL take too long to farm up the first round of items, then Tinker can be ratting you out. Omni Knight and Oracle are going to make it really difficult to go in for those big team fights, because everyone's just going to live a little bit too long. I'm curious as to see what Infamous do for their position 1, what we're going to be seeing Ben Jazz play up. There is the Juggernaut available if they wanted to go for that. The magic immunity is nice,
Yeah,
but...
this is perfect. This is
there we
because he
go.
builds diffusal blade.
Modpax, you're a god.
Because there's no other position forwards that actually build into that item first, right? So this makes
Void.
total sense.
Support
like,
Void, dude.
Right, but he jumps in the back lines, he hops on the Omni Knight, and he throws that the smoke cloud on top of him. And there's the PA too. Yeah, I'm the best, honestly.
You
Can
are
we just
the
just
best.
please?
Okay, you know what, Modpax? In
Yeah,
addition
that's easy.
to us giving you like
Oh right, the Arcanas.
the
right?
Arcanas,
That was last night.
In addition to all those Arcanas, I'm gonna give you a big juicy BZZ Pugna set.
Oh, nice. It's the golden one, right?
No, you're not
Yeah,
that
totally.
valuable to me.
What? Yeah, nothing, I tell you.
If you had called the Omni pick, maybe, but
Did you see? I saw BZZ playing with that thing. That was like the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
you really?
Someone else got one too.
the golden Pugna set.
Yeah, someone got gifted one and they were playing Pugna all day. It was great. I don't remember who it was. But either way. So, Viva Peru. Gonna try game
boy.
number 2 with some classic combinations. The Omni Knight, the Purify, onto the PA.
Yeah,
that
that
is a
PA
pub
is
stomping
just gonna
duo.
gap close to like this is dangerous. The lanes are gonna be a little bit curious. I don't think Infamous are gonna get too crazy. Of course, the Omni could be put in a very aggressive position, but I'm eager to see where the blood starts spilling. If we're gonna have that 10-minute just group up, throw yourself at the tower kind of game, or if it's gonna be more of that 25-minute everyone get their first round of items and then try to take very, very well planned smoke ganky fights.
I'm just excited for Infamous Dota, honestly. This is such a sick
Yeah.
lineup.
Dude, I haven't seen PA in a hell of a long time.
He's yeah, I mean now she's just a support, right? So she just throws daggers with OD. She's a meme now, guys.
Jeez.
But she's pretty good. I mean, downsides this game, like the armor from Terrorblade, right? Kind of scary. You don't get those sick multiplied crits, but you have to get into a deso, try and bring that on down. Looks like did someone accidentally leave? What's going on? Oh, he's coming. All right, we're good.
Never mind. We're all good. But yeah, what do you expect out of the Tinker? Because that's kind of the one thing that I don't see in this like cute little meshy flow for Infamous.
Well, his lane is just... I mean, Kataro's just been playing ODs all day. I'm sure he's so tired of this hero, but obviously he's been doing well enough today that they don't even feel the pressure to ban it, which is kind of crazy. Because he's played now, what, Storm against OD mid. He's played Juggernaut against the OD mid twice. Did he? But either way, it has been working out. There's never been a time where you're just like, oh my god, he just got totally dumpstered. And then he's playing it against the Razor, too. Just, hard knock life for him today.
Oh god, I thought he said he just died. I can't read. But yeah, I'm really eager to see because FDL have that. I love to say they got that full devise strat where if they get a little bit of momentum, I mean they've got the Terror Blade coming in, they've got the Void that can follow up with Chronos, Dazzle's gonna keep you healthy, Ricky just kind of weaving around, biting you at the ankles, OD can just be doing his own thing mid. It's gonna be a strat where if FDL find early momentum, they can scale up phenomenally. But if Infamous are playing it smart, they should be able to at least keep their cores alive, if not turn these fights.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those drafts where, like, it might look at the total disaster, or it could be God tier from Infamous. Like, if Tinker just comes in the jungle and he's, like, farming up some stacks in here and having a good old time, and Ricky wanders on in with a level 6 Void who's, like, just looking to drop his first Chrono, and you shut down Tinker before his bots or something like that, those kind of plays are things that can really derail what they've got going here.
Oh, Ricky. Okay, there we go. He hatched the courier out of base.
No, that's the play. That's maximum time efficiency. Oh, there goes Taro. So he's got
like
double observers and a sentry. It's good. A lot of teams have been putting the pressure onto Omni Knight just because he's a really weak laner. You don't want to give him just like total free space to get levels and whatnot. So it'd be kind of interesting to see what they want to do because they're also running a Terrorblade. And yeah, Beast is already just heading top. Definitely not itemized to go aggressive or anything like that. So this is going to be a pretty free Omni game. The benefit being he doesn't pressure lanes at all, right? Like maybe he goes mid and like throws a purification.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm more than any of the games we've seen today, just eager to see this play out just because the draft is so unorthodox. You rarely see OD and Terrorblade on the same team. They've got the Dazzle. They were allowed to grab up that Dazzle. Unfortunately, Shadow Demon banned out, Huskar banned out, so FDL can't go full meme, but I'm curious as to how this is going to go for the first 10-15 minutes, and then what kind of momentum spirals out of control. What kind of fights are there going to be? Because, again, FDL has the fan favorite advantage coming into this fight. I believe they have the betting odds advantage too, but we saw what Infamous can do when there's just a slight weakness in FDL's play. They capitalize on that, and they just tear them a new one.
There you go. Time to see who will get that momentum ball rolling. I mean, yeah, it goes both ways. PA, Terrorblade, it really, really could just spiral out of control. Either one of these drafts could look totally, again, like totally awful or totally great. It'd be an interesting game though too. I don't think anyone really won the drafts. I think there's a lot of advantages to the side of FDL. I think the Omni Knight is going to have a very rough game, going to be focused down by the Ricky. I think time dilation has a shitload of value this game that it's absolutely insane. Like PA, Oracle, Omni Knight, Slardar, and Tinker. This is like the greatest time dilation game of MJW's life.
Mm-hmm. And one thing to note is that when Slardar does hit that 6, if they're able to get just a glimpse of vision onto the Ricky, then amplified damage can kind of shut down Ricky's, usefulness going around the back of these fights, because they'll have just constant vision. But again, that's situational. Ricky's most likely going to keep himself hidden and just kind of dive in with those smoke clouds and hopefully focused on the Slardar first anyway.
Yeah, he's going to have a rough go over. What is it? 25 second duration on the amplified damage. So it's going to be pretty hard to pull off those like ultimate jukes or anything here from our Ricky, where he just goes like tricks of the trade and you wait for the dust to purge off.
All right, there you go, buddy. Okay, so it is going to be that 1-1 rune split. Aside from a couple whacks onto the void, everyone's nice and healthy. No real action yet. We've got Ricky looking for some sort of snipe, maybe going and trying to steal up that creep wave, but no, there's going to be nothing going forward yet. Singer on the Omni. I'm curious to see where the Omni goes and how much of an impact he has in the lanes, because I've seen a lot of off-lane Omnis recently, but not a whole lot of, hard 4, hard 5 support Omnis.
I tell who those pings just came out from.
They are Terrorblade.
Yeah, I think I was going to say, I
back,
thought so.
sir.
So this is kind of nice, right? Sees the lane up top. He's like, I can't do anything. Ricky could just come up and mess with me, so I'm going to Iron Talon at least the first couple levels. Kind of interesting, because Ricky's going to find him doing it. A little bit surprising, actually. Dazzle wouldn't have been able to do anything to you, but some offlaners prefer this, where they like get a couple levels in the jungle before going to lane.
So we talked about last game how Slardar was playing with fire, putting his tranquil boots on the ground. Definitely not something he can get away with this time, as Ricky's just sapping up that XP. Now Void here could be in some trouble. He's got that time lock, but he's got to know that he's just being gunned for. He's being securely kept out of range. Now the PA dagger coming in. Can they dive this? Omni with no point in degen aura. I don't think they've got the sustain to actually get in there, but Void's having a much tougher game than he was last time.
Yeah, typically when you're thinking about a lane as the Faceless Void, you're just comparing burst damage versus like damage over time. And this is, although it's a lot of burst damage, there is that just consecutive damage from the daggers, right? Just being thrown out over and over and over again. And then suddenly, if you're too low and you're sticking around, you're just going to get blinked on and purified. So levels, again, very important for Stinger here. That is something that this Omni Knight will probably struggle with a little bit if he's not going to be pulling. MJW, they'll have a hard time bringing him down, but if he slips up, it's certainly possible.
Yeah, I mean, the combination of, Omni chasing you, threatening you with that purification is most likely going to force the time walk at one point, and then you've got the dagger to follow up, you've got Oracle to go in there and drop a purge, so it's pretty easy to just kind of force out the time walk and then follow up. You've got enough gap close with Infamous lineup, even at these early levels.
Yeah, he can pretty much never go, like, past here, unless he has, like, cliffs or something, Even this is, like, kind of scary.
All right, let's talk about this mid matchup a little bit. OD versus Tinker. I mean, I'm assuming the plan is just... Oh, hold that thought here. As King Tekka could be in some trouble. The first Metamorphosis comes out, a double crush from King Tekka. He is just not letting up here. I mean, his amount of crushes per people crushed, it's got to be probably one of the highest in Dota.
I mean, it's like SVG in those impales earlier tonight.
Oh, dude, it's crazy. Oh, there we go. First blood mid lane. OD just gets focused down. Underestimates the Tinker's damage. He goes for that early fighting build. The 2-2-0. Not going to grab the March of the Machines just yet. He's content with just looking at OD's corpse over and over again.
Yeah, that actually feels so good. After seeing all these OD games, that just, healed something inside of me. Like, I've just watched OD walk over so many people, but the damage from Tinker, you gotta respect it. You can't just do this like walk up and constant Astral spam, right? It's not gonna work. Look at the range on Astral. Like, this is a ranged hero that can just walk away from you. If you're not gonna get some sort of a move speed advantage, or the Ricky's not gonna be there to do something about it, you're never gonna get that on. He just walks away, you know? Okay, finally gets one. Like, this is not an easy life.
Yeah, I mean, Ricky's there. They've got the sentry, though, so it's not going to, like... Katara's not going to be utterly freaked out to see Purple Dude on top of him. He knows what's going on. And the fact that Ricky was occupied mid means the courier's able to come all the way through and help Tinker Bottle Crow up a little bit. Now, bottom lane, our Void, still struggling with farm. He's found himself 2 last hits. Congratulations, MJW, but a far cry from that Axe last game that was almost godlike at, like, 7 minutes. Now, rotation in from the Ricky, but there's not a whole lot he can do. PA's getting a decent amount of farm, Oracle's getting those stacks, Omni Knight's getting a decent amount of harass. Things are going very well for Infamous in the laning phase.
Yeah, MGW certainly not going to be spiraling out of control, but similarly, it's just like that in the top lane for FDL. That just has free farm going on. He's just barely behind old Benhaz.
I mean, Terrorblade's one of those heroes that, you know, he's gonna find items, he's gonna find push, he's gonna find towers, but Phantom Assassin is a huge snowball. I think you've got to be very, very careful. If MJW goes down to her, that might start something that FDL don't have the resources to deal with.
Yeah, and she's also paired up with, like, her favorite ally pretty much in Dota 2 in the Omni Knight. Basically, best case scenario, you know? Just that pure damage being stacked on top of you is insane. It's, you know, totally out the membrane. And that's a DD Ricky not finding anyone. Sadly, his slider has gone back up to the top lane. King Tekka is really just running them around, like in between top and in the jungle, trying to get as much farm as he can. It's kind of an odd combination where he's not just like sticking in one place and trying to get maximum experience in any of those ways. Even brought up Stinger.
He's getting the most out of this metamorphosis. King Tekka walking in like he's threatening that crush, but I mean, there's really no follow-up. Yeah, you got your little Omni buddy there, but what can you do? Drop a Purify, hit you once with a club, and then back it up. Meanwhile, MJW trying to contest some of this farm, but Oracle's able to go through, pick off the big creeps, and MJW, he's got no time walk for a little bit, so he's got to be pretty careful. Yeah,
we got to watch mid right now. Katara is dropping really low. He's out of regen. Carry's lurking nearby. One Astral, and he will be dead.
Goes in. There's the Astral to follow up. They've got the Smoke Cloud. No Blink Strike, though, so if Tinker's quick, he might be able to escape. One more bot means Outworld Devourer will find his first kill, also making up for that earlier death, and that's going to keep Tinker at bay. Obviously, Tinker needs those Boots of Travels before he's going to be able to get anywhere else but that mid lane.
Yeah, perfectly done. That's what you need from your Ricky right now. Most important hero on the map to be shutting down. So big win there for FDL. That 10 movement speed advantage, apparently too much, you know? Susie's able to get up on you. Make life hell.
Yep, I mean, the Astrals are pretty on point. OD's build here, he's picked up the point in the Arcane Orb. I've seen ODs just skip that altogether till after the laning phase, but the extra little bit of damage is going to be worth it.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those awkward situation builds where some people are just going like 0-4-3 and like level 7 and whatnot, but good opportunity. I think with the Ricky, it's nice just because you do have these kill opportunities, so you get major benefits just having the Arcane Orb ready and available. He's actually just going to get himself his treads, and Invis Rune sacked out there for that bounty. Top lane, again, not going to blink on in this time. Too risky with the TP coming in from Stinger, but this tower should be going down here.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they can go in. They're looking for a crush King Tekka. He's going to be trying to do what he can. They're looking for the deny. Will they be able to find it? They do. Unfortunately, Ricky not able to zip in there fast enough to be able to grab that last hit. So a little bit of gold being spared. FDL not getting a big payday for that, but still map control nonetheless. Now Terrorblade's free to continue to farm, to rotate. Meanwhile, mid, Katara could be in some trouble. One more hit. They actually popped the chrono for this. MJW going to get healed up slightly by the Orc. Can they actually finish off Tinker? It'll cost the Void his life, but they do end up doing so. 747 though. He drops underneath the tower, going for the Astral onto the PA. Oracle gets dropped. This is just such a bloodbath going in. These heroes dropping down left and right. Now Ricky coming in from the sidelines. Very low mana, not really able to reinitiate here, but 2 for 2. Mid for offlaner and then mid for support. It's slightly favorable to Infamous, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, once the level starts stacking up, you know it's gonna like start drawing all the heroes mid, right? Because the cast range of Astral starts increasing, which means Odie's just gonna be able to keep getting them over and over on top of the Tinker, and so he needs allies to back him up. He needs this Omni to come in, but the one benefit is that he did get some of that reliable gold. Unfortunately, you just rocking so much unreliable, you're always going to lose your death cost, but he's not that far away from bots considering the pressure in the mid. Just a couple hundred gold behind Susie, no big deal. EA coming in clean up, very nice for her too, so she can get up into like that Bloodstone, or rather the Blightstone. Definitely, you know. Oh,
PA
Bloodstone,
Bloodstone,
PA guys.
dude, new meta.
Yep, standard
Hardcore
stuff.
analysis.
Yep, I got you. Don't worry, guys.
So yeah, things are going pretty well. You got MJW. He dropped the first chrono. He has a death to his name, but he's been farming up all right. After a really, really tough start bottom, he's now found himself a little bit of space. So flipping things around will allow for some more space for the Faceless Void. But, I mean, PA has felt virtually no pressure, and she's about to find herself a kill, courtesy of this little sentry that just goes down. So that timing could not have been more perfect.
Oh, wow. Double Wraith Band.
Yeah, for Ricky?
Yeah.
He's stacking at you, bro. I saw that earlier,
right.
and I'm like, that seems atypical, but I don't know enough about Ricky to really call him on that.
Interesting. I like it. Got here anything? Well, seriously working on towards like that 4-staff, you know, Dragonlance, good item. Fortunately for him, he doesn't have the Slider on his team. That's one combination we've seen a ton of. You know, Slider, OD.
Ugh.
You don't get the minus armor, but the vision for the Hurricane Pike it's still like my favorite thing ever. It's so funny to watch. And these giant glowing orbs just following people across the entire map thanks to amplified damage vision is something else.
I mean, look at Benjaz here, just feeling totally free. Yeah, Ricky's there, but what's it gonna do? Like, cut PA once in the back, and PA just blinks away. So it should eventually be a tower going down in favor of Infamous. It might take a couple more creep waves, but yeah, I mean, there's not going to be huge rotations just to stop the PA. Mid is more the focus here. You've got a couple heroes grouped up. King Tekka still trying to farm, but the farm is much slower than last game. At this point, Axe was probably like 6-0-5 last game, and he is just feeling that struggle bus on the Slardar.
Yeah, they are getting some serious like resource value right now out of FDL, because this ward back here has been spotting out all this babysitting between Stinger. It's been seeing the OD, or rather the Oracle sitting around here as well. So they know they're just camping Kataro. So there's a lot, like, they're smoking up, they're going bottom instead. They know there's no one here to help out. Should just be a free pick here on the Benjaz because of it.
She can actually find her way out of this. I'll be thoroughly impressed. They actually popped the Metamorphosis. There is
the
going to be the
smoke!
Chrono! And Oracle comes in, allowing for that blink play. The game is paused as there's some lag, or also people just falling out of their chairs. Holy.
I just did. Oh, God. That is so brutal.
Like, I was thinking, like, if PA can actually get to the Oracle, they win. But the fact that Excel was not scared of the 5-man initiation going on and actually allowed for the blink. Chrono is down. Metamorphosis is used. Benjaz
I'm never going to recover from this.
Dancing.
I'm done.
Oh, my God.
I've just lost all possible analysis. Done.
Oh,
Not
no.
that there was any anyway. Let's all be honest here and just be upfront about it. But, oh, God damn. Oh. Whew.
The next minute and a half of pause is just mop packs making ooh
I
sounds.
mean, that is just like, come on, that's the best. Who loves?
I mean, if you're PA, you probably need a new pair of undies. Like, that was an awesome play. And the fact that there was the Metamorphosis and the Chrono teased out just trying to get the PA, a 4-man smoke rotation spent
I gotta watch the replay of that.
nothing right now. And then the Omni Knight, he's just chilling here. He might be in a little bit of danger. I don't think anyone knows he's gonna be too close. He might just book it back behind the tower.
Ooh, tic-tac-toe.
But yeah, this is actually quite common for Infamous. I've seen them play entire games. Aw, Oracle's in a lovey mood right now. But yeah, I think if you're Infamous, do you try and take a fight here, or do you just get back to your fountain, heal up, and enjoy the jollies of FDL wasting all their spells?
I mean, they just go back to farming. Now there's no Chrono. Like, life's good. Oh, come on, man. I'm trying to talk here. I like drawing on my map, Benhaz. Oh, here we go. Is this the rotation?
Yeah, I think that's a really solid rotation coming out from the PA. That's their plan. It's just circle the map several times.
Oh, no, I'm watching the replay, I meant.
Oh, well, I was talking
Yeah,
about
here it goes. Oh, here it goes on the stream. Oh, it's gonna be, oh, they waited so long on that Chrono. Woo! Oh, God, that's good. And then the immediate pause after just only made it better.
Yeah, I mean, there's a very good chance that's lag. There's also a chance it is the well-timed FU pause, and everyone's just collecting themselves. Oh, there you go, Mob Packs with the chat spam. You are just a love.
Oh, God. Oh, that was funny. Whew, okay. So, FDL made the complete right move, though. Like, let's just figure that out, right? Again, this vision super important down here in the mid lane because drawings don't work, and yeah, blah blah blah. Right down in there, so they know that their support's just camping mid on the Tinker. They know that he was trying to get into those bots, and then up the next big item like the Aether Lens and the Agnum Scepter and whatnot.
Oh,
So
there's a happy man.
that's pretty cute. Yeah.
Aw.
But yeah, rotation's bottom. Like I like how they're playing the game. They know this PA is getting too much. Again, like the other part was before this rotation for like 2.5 minutes prior to that, you had Faceless Void up top farming. You had Terrorblade in here farming. You had the Dazzles even farming up some camps because they knew there was no point going on the Tinker mid because all the backup was there, and they're just like they see 3 heroes in here: Slardar, Oracle, and Omni Knight, and instead they're getting like way better efficiency across the map. So although that looked really awful, it was. I think they've still been winning the past 2 minutes right up until that.
Yeah, I mean, what? Oh God, Ricky's having some issues. What is the play here for FDL? Since they popped the Metamorphosis, do they just continue down and pressure this tier 1 tower? Is that really the only move, or do they try to wrap around mid and continue the chase on PA? Because they've already spent the chrono, so there's obviously none of that going on. They've already spent the Metamorphosis, so they got to get something done in the next 30 or so seconds, or FDL just lose a huge chunk of momentum.
Bum bum. Momentum. You know, we were kind of calling that the story of this game. Now it's stopped because we're paused. How does that make you feel? Analyze that, Annie.
I don't do analysis, Mott Pax. That's why I hired you.
There's are all your towers shielded and defended like they can't move now?
Yeah, if you ping while the game is paused, it never undoes the shield.
Oh, what?
So if
that
you ping a tower once while the game is still paused, it'll just stay shielded.
And it doesn't work for us though. That's too bad.
I mean, that's probably for the best.
That's true.
All right, Moppex. I'm looking at mid dire side tower. You want to play some tic-tac-toe?
What? No. Tic-tac-toe is the stupidest game ever invented. You literally can't lose. You just tie every game. It's stupid.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. I said it.
Oh.
I'm breaking the hearts and minds of children across the country right now. I'm sorry, guys.
Reported. So, Omni Knight's back in.
I opened Defoe thinking it would take you longer. Let me close it. Oh, DFO. Dungeon Fighters Online.
Jesus Christ. And Bisa playing the carry comes
Damn,
in.
dude. Bisa. That's harsh. You're like down a game to go to fucking land, and he's bringing up DFO. Like, what the hell? Oh, no respect.
Dude, I'm just rolling out of my chair on directed camera right now.
All right.
Okay.
So where were we?
Whoa.
All right, there was a chrono, guys. I don't know if you guys remember.
Yep, there's Ricky on the back lines trying to get a little bit done here. Terrorblade is still Metamorphosis up, so they're going to be trying to apply a little bit of push here, but with Tinker dropping out the March of the Machines, I think FDL have to go back empty-handed.
Apparently I was making some unintelligible noises. I apologize.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, that's just Dota. It's okay. So top lane, we were talking about vision, right?
I'm reading chat. It's fucking
Yeah,
great.
seriously.
I hate you so much, Twitch chat, but you're my favorite. All right. Anyway, here we go. Serious casting, professionals. Anyway, mid lane, OD. Gonna be going back.
The players playing DFO, I think that's out the window at this point, honestly. Like, he's like barely even playing the game. How am I supposed to pay attention?
Yeah, we got everything on the line here, man. Spots to Montreal being secured. Dude, we should have a tournament for casters. Not everyone can come. We gotta Hunger Games this.
All right, I'm back. I'm ready here.
All right,
Susie,
back.
The repel play, Stinger, Dota, getting that DD rune.
Oh, Nelly, that could have been dangerous. If OD actually got in there, picked up the DD, Stinger would have been a dead man, but well, for now, it's looking pretty good. MJW finally finding some more farm down bottom, but Benjaz is there, so it's not going to be easy just to go in and play around. Meanwhile, up top, there's going to be King Tekka taking that poison touch from the Dazzle. They got the follow-up there, up the Riki, but nice little purge from the Oracle means Slardar can slither away to safety, so no more initiations coming out just yet. Down bottom, maybe a wraparound here as OD comes in. They land the Astral, but what do they have to follow up? They need some damage. They are going to have the Faceless Void coming in, but no Chrono for him. Benjaz might not even...
He actually doesn't even have 1 point in dilation either.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be PA getting dropped, though. That Astral is too strong.
Man, how do you go no points in dilation? No respect from MJW. He wants that. I mean, this is why, right? Have some damage to kill Tinker.
Yeah, no, on the back lines, the Metamorphosis will be enough to kill Tinker. It does cost Void his life, though, so he's been going in for those kamikaze plays where, yeah, he secures an important kill, but he always seems to die in the process. Now, we are going to have Metamorphosis Terrorblade able to apply a push on the Tier 1 tower. After the Fortify goes down, it should be pretty easy to get down very, very quickly. Terrorblade already with one of those Dragon Lances. Does Terrorblade go 2 Dragon Lances, or does he just cut it at 1?
I think it's just 1. I think
Okay.
you just chill at 1. This ain't Meepo.
You know, I've seen some crazy Terrorblade
I know, it's
plays.
true, it's true.
Oh, a nice
the grave.
crush once again. Nice
got no
work there,
mana.
King Tekka. Oh, but he's going to get so low. Will he go down? Yes, he does end up falling. Now the Oracle goes in, trying to get down 747, but this is looking really good for FDL. 3 heroes dead on Infamous. This tower just barely hanging on. It will be plucked down, and Benjaz cannot stay. He cannot fight. You've got Excel running from a parade of heroes after him. The poison touch on the Dazzle not going to be in range. They can't find that slow just yet, but FDL took a very convincing push bottom.
Yeah, that was nice. And there you see the power of Dazzle Terrorblade. It didn't get the full functionality because Beastie didn't have mana left for the Sunder, but he gets Graved up, still gets to output all his damage, and then just as Graves wearing off, they actually gave him the old Astral Imprisonment because, you know, why shouldn't the best lane dominator also have defensive capabilities
Yeah,
for
that
his own
seems
allies?
super balanced.
Great stuff, honestly. What a hero.
Thanks, Dota.
Now gets an Arcane Rune, good stuff. But yeah, so good combinations, good push down bottom. Now the Radiant have to try and fight back into no Chrono.
Oh, well, they're going to be trying to fight right now. 747 could be in some trouble. Benjaz jumps in. The Astral already committed. It looks like there's going to be the Riki trying to go in. There's the Repel coming out. So like you mentioned, that PA Omni combo is super, super strong. The Armlet on the PA, keeping her up, keeping her fighting. But there's going to be the Astral coming back out. I don't know if King Tekka is going to live through this, but oh, the Omni Knight just goes, drops it all. Excel hitting the ult will keep the Slardar up. So PA and Slardar are both getting out. Thank you, supports. Either way, FDL are still ready to go for that push. They've got this Terrorblade Metamorphosis up in 20 seconds, and they should be able to just wait it out and get the most out of that.
Yeah, they're basically playing Huskar right here, right? Like, you're rocking Oracle and the Omni Knight, trying to get as many heals as possible, and then just maximizing the damage on top of the PA to get the biggest crits you can.
Oh, King Tekka walking underneath that Obs ward. Not going to be so great. He shows off that blink, but he is going to be trapped in the Chronosphere.
I don't know, this damage is far away.
It's far away, but they lose the Omni on the back lines. Now PA jumps in. Benjaz wants to get something done with the Astral, protecting up her buddies, and PA just has to run. The Armlet, it's only a small amount of health. She drops the dagger onto the Riki. Can they look for the follow-up here? Benjaz, the Armlet toggles are on point. Riki going to get focused down here. They can't quite keep vision on him. Meanwhile, the Oracle is going to get Astraled up on the back line. 747 wanting to go, getting the high ground advantage there, and they get the silence up. They get the pick, so slowly but surely, FDL finding a bit of momentum. PA and Slardar are now so low that they're out of commission, so they really can't be pushing up. They can't be defending this tower, and it's gonna be falling. Tinker's the only one that can actually mount some sort of anti-push, but can't really do anything there. If he goes for another heat-seeking missile, maybe he finds the Void, but in the meantime, his tower will fall.
This PA build is definitely innovative, and it makes sense when you're rocking Oracle and Omni Knight, right? Like, wait, Guardian Angel, we're online. That's kind of stuff that would make you crazy, because you just won't be able to die. You just, like, get to, obviously, repel Guardian Angel, all that fun business, but the constant heals coming through, all that stuff, that's great. But when things like that, in that fight where, I mean, Omni Knight, first of all, he's not even level 6. He might not even take it at level 6, depending on what build he's going. And once one part of this little thing falls apart, then you're just like an Armlet PA in the middle of a boatload of terrifying damage. If he's not repelled up, like...
Speaking of terrifying damage, we're about to see a jump. They know Ricky's in the vicinity, but the vision game is not so hot. I mean, what do you do against the Riki? Do you just buy out dust? Do you always keep your Slardar nearby to go for the amp damage? Because that's like the third time where a smoke is popped. The Riki's nearby, but no one in Infamous has the tools to deal with it.
Yeah, they definitely need dust. I mean, there's no question on that, right? If you're smoking, you need dust up against a Riki. Pairings of observers and sentries in common spots that Riki passes through is always going to be nice. Is like even in like your own jungle, this is kind of like one of those classic spots where you'll see it up against the Riki. All these movements through here. Good scan used by the Dire to spot out that there are in fact people behind Tinker. It's not going to fight this, but yeah, Infamous missing a couple opportunities. Overall, though, things going fairly well considering I don't think they can really fight right now with PA's items.
Yeah, I mean, kill score is 5-9. It's, you know, switching over to that net worth OD on the top of the charts. No questions asked there. I mean, that's just OD doing OD things. But if Tinker can hold his own, I mean, he can apply a very strong amount of split push. And he's so slippery that it's hard to get a hold of him. I mean, what sort of lockdown do FDL have? They've got the Astral, they've got the Chrono, but not a whole lot aside from that. And speaking of Astrals, we're going to have an Astral and a Chrono coming back in. There's that Venn diagram of destruction as Benjaz just gets locked down. The Oracle, though, trying to keep her alive. She should be able to get out safely.
She's living.
She's going to get healed up almost to full, probably. The Sadity's Clips drop to get down the Omni. Oracle slips by with a sliver of health and mana. Now King Deca jumps in. Triple man crush. He's going to be running for his life. Katara will get focused down behind the tree line. Now PA, she wants to keep going here. She tosses out the dagger onto Visa, but I think that's the last bit of defense Infamous have for now. So this tower will get focused down by the Metamorphosis Terrorblade and the right clicks of 747. So it's looking tough for Infamous. How do they get back in this?
Again, it comes down to this whole like connected idea between the PA, the Oracle, and the Omni Knight, and really well played by Bisa. Just well, it was actually Bisa and Susie. I think threw down the ulti too, but just make sure the Omni Knight goes down. Because as long as one of those heroes is dead, it's PA's just out of the fight, right? She can't come back in without repel right now. Not against what you have. She's useless up against Riki. Just has this smoke screen on the most ridiculous cooldown ever. 11 seconds, like 5-second downtime. What a hero, honestly. So. Yeah, just grab one hero. That's pretty much it. Now they're back into this like defensive posturing game where they just want to throw down. Oh, look at this. The tower's pushing in and there's smoke up there. Tilted right now. This is just not a play.
They're just scrambling. They gotta find something. The Roshan now goes into the hands of the Outworld Devourer, who has a double damage rune rockin'. God, it hurts to be Infamous right now. I mean, we talked about the Omni needing to get picked off in these fights. He is getting everything he needs just to try to survive 2 raindrops, just making sure he's never caught by those nukes.
All right, do they have detection here? They have dust?
They have one dust on Omni, but do they even know someone's here? There's going to be a wraparound. Riki giving a lot of important vision. He sees 3 of them. FDL, it's going to be a little bit curious to take a fight here. They
He's
don't
body
have the
blocking
Chrono. Okay, Omni, drop the dust, boy. He goes in for that repel TP, so he should be able to get out alive. But, man, that's just so annoying for Infamous to constantly have to deal with. They just can't stay in one place for too long. Great for Kataro on this Tinker, who's getting some decent split push into the top lane, but Infamous just aren't finding the kills they need to snowball their PA, and she's such a huge component of their damage.
Yeah, Kataro's actually gone for a Dagon build here. Trying to find some option for them to fight.
God.
It's kind of interesting compared to like an Agnum Scepter or an Aether Lens here. Because you kind of imagine that soon that push is coming into your base, and something like that Agnum Scepter, very important on Tinker to try and deal with all these illusions that are going to be rifling in there. And Susie's going to find him.
Ward.
I think that's a dead Oracle. Doesn't even cast a spell.
Well, rest in pieces, buddy. But the rest of the smoke rotation was scouted out. Again, this Observer Ward in the mid lane, just out of tower vision, did scout the smoke. So the rest of the Radiant, they're playing very safe, playing under their tier 2, anticipating a tower push coming in. Tinker, he knows that this Riki's going to be alone. See if there's going to be any sort of punish. Just marching machines to clear out the lane, anticipating no one really wants to rotate back as they've got that Metamorphosis Terrorblade tearing apart this tier 3. I mean, daggers thrown out by PA, but there's just not enough AoE clear to deal with these illusions right now. Now PA could be in some trouble. Omni moving forward to try to help out, but Omni's going to be caught in the Chrono. Nice little double Chrono there. Benjaz easily picked off. We could be going into a game 3 really shortly. We are 21 minutes in.
Yeah, we definitely are.
But FDL are just pulling ahead by miles, almost 10,000 net worth advantage, and there's no signs of slowing down.
Yeah, this is defuse almost done on the Riki. That's it. Like, PA's whole idea is just done at this point. There's really not much else to say. All these little like cheeky moves between the Oracle and the Omni just won't be enough. King Tekka's gonna have to just go crazy again. Maybe if he gets a Force Staff, he can. If he can dodge out the time dilations and whatnot from MJW, he doesn't get controlled up himself. If he can just create some sort of space for the Tinker using Force Staff and whatnot to actually lay down some of these Dagons. High ground is always going to give them an opportunity. Maybe he can get farmed enough for that Agnum Scepter, but overall, it's looking pretty easy. Susie's going to find Stinger down bottom, so he just self-repels.
I mean, this OD still has an Aegis. It's going to expire fairly shortly before the next real team fight, but there's going to be a Mystic Staff flying into OD as well, so it looks like he's going in just straight Hex. Why the hell not? Get that in-stack up, just be able to have those team fight control tools that FDL are kind of missing. I mean, it does cost a lot to be able to chrono down 2 heroes, but that was worthwhile. That chrono was phenomenal.
Pretty much best case scenario, right? Oracle not. Was the Oracle still dead, or just? I think he might have just been respawning. But either way, as long as you get one of them, life looks pretty good. I mean, there's just really not much else to say, right? FJW is building up into a Yasha. Not even feeling the need for a blink, because Chronos are so on point this game.
Yeah, I mean, the Astral really, really helps out in terms of positioning. And, I mean, just the combination where, oh, PA's Astral, Omni's trying to run in to get that repel to save her. Drop the hammer, dude. That was mind games, and that's just exactly what can keep happening, because the choice from Infamous is, you know, let the PA die completely alone, just let her go down, you lose all your damage in the fights, or try to bring in the Omni and the Oracle to save them. But, you know, in that instance, when you have the Chrono to punish, you end up losing both, and it's going to be a tier 3 next time that happens.
Taro's doing what he can, still pushing down that bottom lane, but FDL, they know what it takes to win this game.
I mean, they're still working on tier 1s. It's getting tricky.
They're all here. They're trying to get some sort of a play. Oh, actually, they're just going to reveal themselves, it looks like. Yeah, King Tech will just show, make sure you can get the tower. All right, sick trade, boys. I mean, honestly, it's not like they have a trade option anywhere else, so well played.
Tier
Get something
2 for
out of
tier
nothing.
1, but Metamorphosis is available from this Terror Blade, now sitting on an ultimate orb and 1,000 gold. There's going to be a TP back as Omni. He comes in, he's going to try to do what he can, repels himself to move a little bit forward, but Void, I mean, he's ready. He's got another Chronosphere. There's the Metamorphosis popped out. Fortified to try to buy some time, but I don't know if this is really going to go well. You got PA Armlet diving in, clearing out the illusions courtesy of the Omni, but Tower still stands. It cost them a Fortify, it cost them all the rotations back, and Bisa just goes back to farming. There's really no timer on FDL.
Now, at least now we have a secondary item though on our PA up into that Deso. So, might have a chance at doing a little bit of damage into this Terror Blade. They should just be waiting for Aegis. There's really no point. It is still going to be very frustrating to go high ground. I doubt they're going to have a pipe up from anyone here on the side of the Dire, right? Not exactly any of these natural builders. Oh, this is a great little gank down here.
Yep, there's the Diffusal jumping in. They bring in the OD, and it is just toast. I mean, there's nothing PA can do. She's trying to armlet toggle, but the new Desolator doesn't mean anything if she can't get off a single right click. Not
much point having an Oracle and an Omni when they're still in Fountain.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of an issue.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, this courier is going to be dropping off Void's new Yasha, going straight for the mantle, like you mentioned, and that's going to be up for the next huge fight, most likely. I mean, if the game even goes that long at this point, it's just FDL slowly starving out Infamous, now a 12,000 net worth lead, almost a 10,000 experience lead, and that means these levels are starting to stack up. You've got your Tinker almost at 16, but Terrorblade and Outworld Devour about to get their level 3 ultis, whereas your PA and your Slardar, they are nowhere near.
Wow. Level 11. That is a hard knock life.
Yeah.
I mean, how many creeps is she? Yeah, 146. Just, and then many deaths. 3 deaths here for our PA. The Aghanim Scepter will probably be done post-Aegis here for the Tinker, so like Dire will pick that up. They're going to try and come high ground. They're actually going for a smoke play now.
Oh, they're going in. There's going to be that TP forward. Kataro blasting apart this OD with the Dagon. Can they actually get the catch here? Stan King will get victimized. The Dazzle gets no chance to grave. This is going to be a really nice fight coming out from Infamous. They're moving forward. They might just want to go, be content with what they got, which is the OD and the Dazzle. Pretty tricky picks to get, so nice play here. Infamous showing some signs of life. I mean, they've got a steep road ahead of them, though, if they want to do what they did last game, which is destroy FDL after a successful laning phase.
Yeah, that was 1,000 gold right on Tinker, though. So that is Aghanim Scepter now. So he's actually going to have it before the Roche fight, which is very important. They kind of crumbled a little bit from FDL, right? They've been playing this really smart, always grouped up, always doing things wisely, but just slightly too far, even for 2 heroes when no one else is on the map. So they will get punished.
Ricky wrapping around. We talked about his Diffusal Blade. That one charge was successful, getting PA down. He's still sitting on the double Wraith bands, and now there's going to be the TP in from the Dazzle. The wraparound comes in from all sides. Will Infamous get out in time? PA actually blinking over here to the side, and it looks like Infamous aren't going to get punished for this push. They find themselves a tier 1. It's not going to be, you know, the start of a huge turnaround. It's not going to be the game sliding back into Infamous favor, but Ben Jazz has to be careful here. Going for the Ancients, but there's a Chrono right
Yeah,
there.
nice Invis Rune. Silence.
Weird little Chrono, but maybe successful. They bring in the Outworld Devourer. They're trying to get as much done as they can. They pick off the Omni immediately, so nice little pick there. Now, Hurricane Pike allows Odie to force staff himself over the gap. They cannot find the PA, but at least getting something for their troubles. Omni and harass on the PA is probably worthwhile for Chronosphere.
Yeah, I'd say it's okay. I mean, it's not, like, you don't want to be dumping that if you know Roche is up or something like that, right? Generally want to be holding on to it. The Scotty's being delivered now to Bisa, so he's extra farm. One thing is they have no cooldowns on the Radiant side, so they're just going right back in.
Oh, Double Man Crush does connect, and PA actually goes in. Oh, gosh, we got BKBs on King Tekka. They're looking to pick apart this Terrorblade, who now goes in, pops the Sunder. Benjaz is in some trouble, will fall. And now that Shallow Grave ends, and Tinker dumping out the damage onto Bisa, but unfortunately it's just not enough.
He's going.
747 wants to go in, wants to find the kill, but there we go. Bisa looking to just man up onto the Slardar. How did that go well for FDL?
Oh, that was worth it. You gotta try mid lane. Maybe still some action here. No, he'll be fine. I don't know. They felt pressured. They had good vision on the high ground. Felt like they could try something.
Terrorblade should have died. That was a little bit absurd.
I mean,
but
to be fair, even though you have amplified damage, you're jumping on top of a Terrorblade who has this ridiculous armor. As you just said, he's only level 11 on the Slardar, right? So it's only second point ulti.
Big pickup here. In that last fight, with Stinger going down, Faceless Void now sits on a Gem of True Sight against Infamous. All their wards are going to be for naught. Ricky now feels a lot safer moving around, so this is going to be Infamous losing a lot of map advantage. Now, here's the Roshan they desperately need for FDL to be able to push high ground.
Yeah, this makes you feel a lot more comfortable, as well as the Blink Dagger for MJW, which is huge. So, Chrono back up in 8 seconds. They're going to look to get on in there. The gem was dropped. I don't think that was their... Oh, I guess I could just check. But it was Radiant's gem.
Yeah,
okay,
it was Stinger's gem. It was picked up by the Void, and now it is sitting on the Ricky.
That's giant, right?
Yeah.
That means they can now come up, get some vision up on the high ground, start preparing in for this Chrono. They don't have any good natural vision getters besides, like, Weave, which obviously isn't the best. So, they just want to get a ward up there. Hope the Radiant side don't deward it, and MJW can try and go to work.
Right, how do you feel about this Omni build? Level 8, still no points in Degen Aura, still no points in Guardian Angel. It's just all about these first 2 spells.
Yeah, I think, like, the Diffusal Blade's out anyway, so, like, Guardian Angel's just gonna get purged. Might be the logic in behind it. The extra uptime on Repel is totally ridiculous, right? Now you only have a 2-second downtime, and that's super important for your PA. That pure damage is very important, too, so I do think it was the most logical build for him at level 8.
Alright, Metamorphosis is coming in. Tinker, he's got the Axe. I mean, we can underestimate Tinker a lot. It's just the damage is just it keeps going. Visa taking a little bit here. Tower half health. Benjaz, he's thinking about jumping in. The heat-seeking missile's doing a number onto the Terrorblade, but the Sunder is still up, so you got to be careful about that. Gonna go for the Sunder now, getting back to full health, but Benjaz should be able to deal with that.
That's pretty early.
Yeah, that's a very early Sunder. It wasn't like he was in any real danger of going down. Now the Omni heals him back up. It might be the time to go on to Bisa. If there was a time to jump the Terrorblade, this is probably it. But I just don't think they have the resources to get that done.
I'm not sure if they saw... I'm going to assume they didn't see MJW get down this tree. So they might get caught up by this. Oh, now they'll know.
Going back here, Benjaz just moving forward, trying to get something accomplished. The Oracle doing his best to heal him, but Benjaz bit off more than he can chew. He now knows he has to get back up to the high ground. Sanity's Eclipse coming in. The Omni Knight just completely destroyed. And although Beast is low health and has a... Well, there he's sundered. Hey, there he goes. Rest in peace, Guitaro. Now there's going to be, again, a nice little crush from King Tekka, but Bash is up. Bash is going through that BKB from the Faceless Void. Omni Knight, he bought back into this Tinker as well, but there's just no one low enough health to pick off. Yeah, they got the Dazzle, but for what? Now Stinger might just have a dieback here. Kataro, a similar story. That's going to be a dieback onto the Tinker. And we might be moments away from the GG. The only damage left is on this Phantom Assassin, and she just can't move forward. She can't find these picks. There's going to be the Astral Imprisonment coming out, and this should be a nice easy pickings onto the Slardar. Good game is called, and we're heading to a game 3, Montpax.
Yeah, very nicely played from FDL. Infamous showed some signs of life near the end there, but overall, that whole, get the ball rolling sort of mentality here, slightly different build on the PA, trying to use the benefits of the Oracle and the Omni Knight, but not working out for them for sure. The Ricky pick, I think, was super solid. Jumped on quite a few of those heroes, like the Slardar, the Omni Knight made sure he cast spells right at the end there. The Tinker went down thanks to Smoke Cloud. So in the end, just well played. There was totally something else that I was going to mention. And Suzy, his ultimates, like Sammy's Eclipse has kind of become the spell that I don't know. It doesn't ever seem that game changing. Like a lot of times, you see people just saving it for like draining the mana on a Tinker or something, or rather like a Timbersaw or something like that. But this game, super well done. Like building up into really high int using the Shiva's Guard, and then every time dropping on those two supports on the Omni Knight and the Oracle, and all the important fights. It was just 747 dropping on top of them and eliminating those big allies for the PA.
Yeah, it's getting real here. Again, one game left. This will determine who goes home and who moves on to the grand finals tomorrow. Winner of the grand finals gets a spot in the LAN in Montreal at the Bell Center. It's going to be an amazing event. Both teams desperately grabbing at this. It's all down to this. There's no more wiggle room. You can't afford to go for crazy drafts. You can't afford to go for risky strategies. You just got to go for what's tried, what's true, and we're going to see some great Dota up next. I'm Android. That's Motpack. Sit tight. Game number 3 coming up in just a couple of minutes.